coming.
Thank you.
Look at you, Bana. You look so good.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Is there a day where you don't look good when you're going out in the public?
Nope. It's my weakness. You never know where you meet your enemies.
Yes.
They'll be like, "Ay, Maureen, squeezy." But no. But keeping myself together.
Yeah.
Even when I'm dressed down, even when I have pajamas or whatever, it's self-love. It's my therapy.
Like,
I love beautiful spaces. I love places that smell good. I love cleanliness since I was a kid.
oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I guess this is who I am.
That's what's up, Bana.
Yeah.
In high school kwa chuo gani? I'm going somewhere with this.
It's called Exile Girls.
Was it a boarding school?
Yes.
And you were still the same?
Yes.
As in,
Actually, I used to win like the neatest student.
actually, look at you.
I was. I'm not kidding. Like I was the neatest. But it's inborn because when I was really small, 2, 3, my mom used to tell me that if something touches either my clothes or my shoes, I would go crazy. I'd be like, "Mommy, chafu." I didn't like uchafu.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's...
So till today umeendelea hivyo.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, and I sit with my son as well. My older one.
That's why.
He's so neat.
So you don't think that maybe kuna tendencies zingine amechukua kutoka kwako?
Definitely. I think both of them.
Yeah.
It bothers. It bothers. If something is not looking right.
Yeah.
Like, where's the floor wet? What do we have? Is it sticky? It's the shoelaces when they're open.
Wow.
Mommy, can you help me with my shoelaces?
Wow.
Anyway, it's just funny, but I guess they got it from me.
That's what's up, Bana.
Yeah.
So, man, first I want to celebrate you because you are an amazing, let me call you a media personnel, not just social media, because you have been given that privilege and that opportunity to be able to influence people.
Yeah.
And, you've carried it with grace and just sense kiburi, from the first day that I met you.
Yeah.
There's no pride, So first I want to give you a big shout out for that.
Thank you.
And I know that there are many people who look after you and they're like, man, both young and even girls, even ladies, they're like, man, not when I grow up, but I want to emulate Maureen Bana.
Yeah.
I'm sure that comes with its own pressures as well.
It does, but I'm able to tell them, no, you don't have to be like me.
Yeah.
Be the best version of yourself.
That's what's up.
It's simple. No one can be like me.
There's only one you.
There's only one me. But there can be other amazing them.
Yeah.
I just tell them, do your best. Give your best.
That's what's up, Bana.
Yeah.
And as we live in this world of social media where it's very, we tend to look at social media and be like, this is the ideal world. And sometimes people forget, for some guys it's a job.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's the same for you. I was listening to your conversations earlier and you're like, you try to be as authentic as you can be.
Yes. Actually, my brand is about authenticity.
Gado.
Yes. Everything you've seen, I've built it organically, and authenticity is my style.
That's what's up.
Yes.
Because many things that we see out there, they're not real.
No, they're not.
Guys will go ahead and they'll act up and create scenarios.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to get eyeballs. They're trying to get people to follow and they're trying to get, that drama. And yes.
If you ask me, I think it's a disease.
It is.
There's nothing normal about doing erratic things, lying about even some very sensitive things. And you expect people to just follow and look at you.
Yeah.
You see, there's the harmless kind, really harmless.
Yeah.
But then there are others that are beyond. It doesn't make any sense.
It's sickening, actually.
It is.
For me, Najua, I don't think I can hack it because I'm not able to.
That's not who you are.
That's not who I am.
That's not who you are.
Yeah.
And some people succumb to pressure to just be, so what happens is the minute somebody posts something and it kind of goes viral or it has a lot of likes, they're like, oh, so they thirst for it.
Yeah.
And I think there's a psychological, aspect, an explanation towards that.
Yeah.
It's like a high. They get a high.
Yes.
So what happens is that they have to keep feeding the
You
high.
have to I remember that the Owen was here.
Yes.
We had him on the podcast and he said that it's a monster that you have to keep feeding.
Yes, it is.
You just have to keep feeding this monster because it just wants more and more. And it's like a bottomless pit that you can never satisfy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
It is.
But guess what? It's like that for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
So big shout out to you for keeping it real.
Thank you.
Being authentic, Bana.
Thank you so much.
So when you look back, when you reflect, Maureen mahali umetoka, man, and you see the person that you are today, what's like, what are some of the key defining moments, for you? Because I'm pretty sure hauko unafikiria maybe ungekuwa mahali uko saizi.
No. No. No.
When you look at your journey from, when you're a kid.
Yeah.
And, of course, definitely, and maybe as we talk, some of these things might be able to come out, like how life has made you be the person that you are today.
Yeah.
Cindy, what are some of those key things in your life that you're mazemos? This was a defining part for me. This was a defining part for me. Yeah.
So I think when I think of my childhood, there wasn't social media, obviously.
Yeah.
It was either TV, which was restricted. Tulikuwa tunatumia battery.
Yeah.
Ile black and white TV. But there were a lot of magazines, calendars with adverts. I was a very quiet kid. I used to be so quiet, people would forget I'm there. Just here, kwani Njambi ameenda wapi? As in, but let me tell you, my mind was loud. I could travel with my mind and imagine things. So I'd look like at the calendars and you see they have these models, modeling. You'll be like, one day I can be like that.
That's what's up.
So in appearance and my demeanor, people thought I was very timid, very quiet.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact, deep inside, there was a lot going on, but good things. I was a dreamer. I would even how I'd compose myself, how I would sit.
Yeah.
I would emulate like everybody I would see.
Yeah.
The other day I was talking about the late Catherine Kasavuli. May her soul rest in peace.
Yeah.
Right. She used to inspire me so much. I wanted to be anything like her. So with time, of course, with school, I did very well in terms of my grades would be good.
Academics ilikuwa sawa.
Yes, I was always top 3. And then the extra prize for being neat.
Yes.
And for being quiet. Mpaka ulipata nini maziwa ya watoto wa Nyayo?
Yeah.
Me used to get 2 packets.
Yeah.
Because I would be so quiet. So
you are the true mtoto wa Nyayo kama ulikuwa unapata packets mbili.
Yes. Of course, a shy girl. But I used to say it's just my expressions because nobody taught me how to express myself until very recently, by the way.
Yeah.
But my mind has always been loud.
Yeah.
Anyway, so defining moments.
So was that your place of escape? Maybe I could ask you that.
Every day, all day, every day. My mind was just... There's a lot that was going on. And to be honest, some of the things I even used to dream about already came true.
Oh.
Yeah, like I would see a billboard and I'm like, one day I'll be on that billboard. And imagine I would be on that billboard,
That's good.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but my life was just very straightforward. I went to law school, went to Kenya School of Law. Defining moment in my adulthood would have been, to have my son. I had my son 7 years ago.
Yeah.
I was still in school. And then I had another one.
Were you at School of Law at that time?
Yeah, School of Law, Kenya School of Law. Then I had my second born. It was an easy time.
Yeah.
But me, I have this other personality that is bull-like. It's very hard to put me down. And I've known that's my strength.
You can't put a good man or a good woman down.
You can put me down.
Yeah.
No one has that power unless God says,
it's time.
it's time.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that. Of course, a lot of challenges, heartbreak, finding myself all alone with 2 little guys and not knowing what to do at that point. But then there's this strength I think also mothers have, whereby you're like, well, I can do this.
Yeah.
And I was actually talking to my dad yesterday and I told him there's something he told me that time, like when I was going through it. And he said, Maureen, I know you. You know what you're capable of. I want you to think like that. I want you to take certain steps. In another few years, these kids will be grown.
Yeah.
And, get an education policy, save something.
Yes.
You guys are going to be fine.
Yes.
And I'm looking back. So is still, okay, am I here? Is this really happening? So, but it's been just moments of, milestones. But the biggest defining moments were probably, yes, finding myself with two little human beings.
Yeah.
And nobody around me to help me with them. And then a bit of public humiliation. Yeah.
And I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry about that because
Yeah.
and I don't know if it comes with the space, but sometimes people can say hurtful things. And they've never sat down with you, never interacted with you.
Nope.
But they feel like they know you.
Yeah.
And they can, they can say anything they want to say.
Yeah, they feel entitled to your life.
What do they benefit? What do you benefit by saying something mean to someone, something to put him or her down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just realized it's projection. That's how they feel about themselves. Because I've never met a person who is doing well, whether mentally, emotionally, financially, or in life generally, who puts another one down. I can tell you for a fact. It's people who are down there who try to pull you down with them because they're not understanding how is she there.
Yeah.
So it's always a projection. The minute I realized that, I'm like, okay. You can say all you want to say, but it's okay.
Yeah, they have not. And the thing is, and again, maybe I have to give you props because when I was with Kambua, on the podcast, and she also went through a lot. She received a lot of,
oh my goodness, yes.
Hate mail.
Yes.
Just guys talking trash on her timeline.
Yes.
And, you want to shield, but sometimes you're like, what Andika, whatever they want to
Imagine
write.
they will.
And you guys are strong women.
Okay, maybe this is how I can respond to that, when I knew I'm in the middle of it, the way you wake up every day and you're like, oh God, it can get worse than this. Something happened in me and I surrendered and I said, God, I think you're trying to show what you can do through this.
Yeah.
So the only thing I prayed for was grace.
Yes.
I said, give me grace to walk through this. And when it's over, let people see you in me.
Yeah.
And true enough, everywhere I go, people are like, oh my goodness, look at you, Maureen. I tell them, yeah, it's God. God is good. God has been amazing.
Yes.
Because if it's not your battle to fight. And these things I keep saying, they're not physical. They're spiritual.
They are spiritual.
They are spiritual.
Oh yeah, those guys who are writing on the timeline, it's not done out of love.
It's not.
It's out of malice.
Exactly.
And hate.
Yes. Yeah.
As in,
Yeah, and I was like, God, take over.
That's what's
I
up.
can't carry this cross anymore.
That's what's up.
And he did that.
And how did you? I mean, I have many questions that are going through my mind, which is excellent. So, you got your firstborn when you were in School of Law, and that space is demanding.
You have no idea. It's like, does it have to be that hard?
What?
Yes.
And you're carrying a baby.
Yes, I was pregnant throughout.
So most likely ulijifungua kama bado were you still?
Actually, I delivered my son on 20th of October, a month to the exams. So nilikuwa hivi. I'm worrying about maternity.
Yes.
And what?
And your body's going through all these changes.
Yes. And exams and pregnancies are crazy.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't sleep.
I saw them with my wife.
Yes. You get vivid dreams. Sometimes you just you can't sleep.
Yeah.
Especially when you start nesting because your body is preparing you for this newborn. It was hard. It was very hard.
No little boy.
Sikutoboa. Mi niligraduate na mtoto hivi. Yeah, so what happened was the 3 weeks before the exams, I went, I delivered my baby, came back with him. After 4 days, I took him back to the hospital to get the
Injection,
the BCG. I believe it's called BCG. Ile Wakenya wote wako nayo
yeah.
hapa.
Hii tuko chanjo hii.
Hiyo.
Yeah.
Hiyo. So when I took him, these nurses didn't notice he had developed jaundice. So
But it's on the eyes.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. And my baby was pink. So I come back home and my former sister-in-law came, thankfully. That day, she came to see the baby. And she looked at him and she said, "Oh my God, take this baby back to the hospital." Let me tell you, I was so confused. Whatever I was, I just carried, I went to the hospital, they received him. They were like, the jaundice was so bad. Lab work happened. We got admitted for almost a week. And a baby's put under the LED light to reduce the bilirubin. But then he had to be treated for 6 weeks. So during that time, I couldn't go back to do my exams.
Yeah.
And the rest, I did a few more later on.
Yeah.
But I won't lie to you, I kind of gave up along the way. I was like, it's not that serious. But I might do them now. I feel like I'm in a better place. I have a few papers
You should
left.
go ahead and finish it at some point.
I think so too. Yeah.
Aki, man.
Yeah, because I'm done with 95% of everything. I've done my pupillage. I've done everything. It's just the few papers.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering, that's got to be demanding.
It was.
But then, nothing prepares you for those challenges that come in with,
not at all.
when a baby comes.
Not at all. Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully God gives you the grace to be able to do it.
He will. I've been praying about it. I've been feeling it. And where I am, I feel settled.
Yeah.
I feel like life is, before nimekuwa tu marathon, the adrenaline, now everything has calmed down. I have a routine. I have amazing people around me. I feel like I can do it. And the boys are bigger now.
How are you able to, as a single mom, a space that you're not expected to be, how are you able to navigate through this season? Because the one is 5, the other one is 7, so very demanding.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm surrounded by a lot of love. My community, my support system is strong.
That's what's up.
It's so strong. And like I said earlier, I said that I'm a very good mom. I know I am. I know I am a dope mom. The best. The best. Even when I'm going to school to pick the kids are like, "Oh my goodness, that's Tao's mom. She's so pretty." Anyway. Yeah, but
as it should be.
Yes.
As it should be.
Yes. But I'm surrounded by amazing people in my life. I have my dad, I have my mom, I have a wonderful nanny who stayed with me throughout. I even feel jealous a bit because she has a very close relationship with the boys. Even when she's away and they don't want to do something, I usually tell them, "I'm calling auntie." And they're like, "No, tutakula." Yeah, so definitely
that's good.
The community that has surrounded me is what has kept me going, because I'm able to delegate. Kila mtu ako na kazi yake. Dad comes, anachukua, ananiambia, "Usinipigie simu the whole day." When your children are with their grandfather, you relax.
Yes.
Yeah, so such things. Man. Yeah, and it's getting better and better.
That's what's up, Bana.
Yes.
And now going back to your childhood.
Yes.
I remember listening to you and Lynn having conversations.
Oh God. I don't feel like this would be embarrassing.
No. But a big shout out to Lynn Gugi. She does.
I love her so much.
She does amazing.
She's a movement and she's going places.
She's exactly what you said. She's a powerhouse.
Yeah.
I was listening to you and her having your conversations about when you were growing up, and I wonder how that has shaped you into the person that you are today.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that you said was, so your dad was not there. Like not long after you were born.
Yeah.
And then also now your mom had to hustle.
Yeah.
Na alikuwa naishia.
Yeah.
Alafu nakamu kaanza kumuita auntie.
Auntie. For the longest time, I used to call my mom auntie because all my cousins are calling her auntie.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, this pretty lady who comes every now and again, the auntie.
And she's your mom.
Yeah.
I love she's hanging out with you now.
She liked me so much. And she'd bring me so many things. Nice thing. I'm like, auntie ananipenda hivi.
Kuliko wengine. Yeah.
But anyway, yes.
So how has that shaped you, and the other question I'll probably even ask is, do you ever find, how has that shaped your life? Do you ever find yourself trying to feel a space where you felt maybe my mom should have been here and she was not here, so I need to be there for my kids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, that that allowed me or made me very independent at a very young age. Nilijilea tu. Mi nilijilea. Do you know the way a
Wow.
kid, like I said, I was quiet, but my brain was always like this, and I was organized. I would do so many things that were different from usual kids, and I had dreams, and I would have an escape. My escape was books. I loved reading. Anything I find that I can read and understand, I would read it.
That's what's up.
But in terms of my independence, I struggle to date.
Yeah.
I struggle even allowing people to help me because I always have this fear that if I rely on a person, I'll be disappointed.
Yeah.
So I'm always nakanga ngumu, you know. I'm like, but that's something I'm even unlearning, like to delegate, to allow people to be there for me.
Yeah.
I can tell you that for a fact. Being independent, overly independent, kinda has, it's even affected a few things. However, I say it's made me the woman I am today, because if I didn't have that character, I don't think I would have run my household the way I do. So, well, the other question
amazing.
was,
Like, do you find yourself trying to fill in that gap?
Yeah. So, believe it or not, and I give accolades especially to my mom, and now my dad.
Yeah.
My mom never really told me bad things about my dad. Okay?
Yeah.
So me, I
She
actually,
didn't badmouth
she
him?
did not.
Wait.
She did not.
Vile mnakuwa watu wanaweza kuwa na machungu, mazee, they just say,
Yes.
yeah.
In fact, she'd say a random thing or two, but not to me. You know how kids are always listening.
Yeah.
Yeah? Sijui alikuja sijui nikakata sijui taya ya gari. But the truth is, I never witnessed this.
Yeah. So funny. Things you see in the movie.
Oh, my mom is dramatic. Cindy, dad, my mom is dramatic.
She's chukua ni vile kwa nina baseball bat.
I'm telling you, uyo. But she, deep down, she's a very kind lady.
Yeah.
I can tell you, she never poisoned me, especially about my dad. Yeah. In fact, I'm the one who insists, I want to go see dad. I want to do this.
Yeah.
Of course, dad has his own journey, which maybe, if not today, you can always, talk to him about it, because we are very candid about our healing as a family.
Yeah.
So basically, I think what you don't know, you may not realize it affected you.
Yeah.
Right? So it wasn't there and it was taken away from me. I didn't have it in the first place.
Yeah.
But do I feel like I need to raise my kids differently? Yes. In fact, when all this was happening with, my baby daddy, it was breaking my heart. I'd be like, here's another cycle.
Yeah.
I'm going to raise my kids alone. But then I had to adopt a few things. I had to forgive myself because I know I did my best. At the same time...
Were you blaming yourself?
A lot. I did a lot. Wow. I think it's the one thing I had to really tackle, like the self-blame and the guilt. And then later on, I was like, hey, listen, these things happen. People go to the military, people die.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. People become, they get imprisoned. God forbid that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So I switched my mind and I said, it's okay. I'm going to give them my best. However, again, those birds.
They're fine. They're celebrating.
Yes. Again, I'm a very spiritual person. And I approached it from a point of, I needed to know what's been happening in my family so that I can break the cycle.
Yeah.
So I raised them, gently. I raised them to be able to express themselves. I'm not trying to since mom didn't do this, since dad didn't do this, I must do it. Me, I'm parenting the way God is guiding me to parent them. Because they're not mine. They're not my property. I'm just a custodian. Because I need to release them to the world. So I raise them knowing that they will go. They will go out there. I don't want to shikilia them until they're 45.
You'll be that mother.
No.
When they're getting married.
By 18, get out.
When the time they're getting married, do you remember a movie called Monster-in-Law? Like, the mom has been so...
If 18, if you want to move out, please go see the world. I moved out when I was very young.
Wow. That's what's up now.
And it's made me who I am with guidance. And of course, what I pray for is for that wisdom such that they can make the right decisions with their lives. That's all. And the prayer is not starting when they turn 16. The prayer started since they were born. I dedicate them every day. I ask God, be with them. Secure their future. Let them lead a life that is pleasing to you. Like there are many factors I write, and every time I learn something new, I include it in the list. But that's how I've been parenting.
You just reminded me something. Like one of the things I love doing is always at night after the kids have gone. So when they go to bed, we'll say prayers together.
Yes.
But at night before I go to sleep, I go to all their rooms. I mean, I go see them each.
Oh my goodness, right?
And I pray over them.
Yes, I do that too.
As in, I'm like, you know, God, thank you for Baraka.
Oh my goodness, I do that as well. I'm glad I thought I was a creepy parent who goes after 1 hour, to kufunika, place my hands on them and pray.
Every night. Wow. Every night.
Yes.
Almost without fail.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and I'll pray for them sometimes as God leads me.
Yes.
I'll be like, God, please, just use them for your glory.
Yes.
Fill them with your spirit.
Yes.
Let them be your hands and feet.
Wow.
As God leads me, like in kila night, lazima. I have to go check on them before I go to sleep.
I'm so happy to hear this.
Yeah.
Because I do exactly that.
You need to keep doing it.
Yes.
Speak those.
And this is when you teach them. You teach them. My 5-year-old has the funniest prayers. He'll repeat, That? He'll repeat the same thing. God, help us be good and be kind. Help us not to fight. And I love it because he's growing. And then my oldest is now learning how to pray. He will. And you see, it's what they hear because they take turns. I pray last. And then now... sometimes we do the Lord's Prayer. But then when they go to bed, because it takes me another hour or so, you have to check. First of all, unapata mwingine kichwa iko huku. You rearrange them. Then every day, and it's my greatest joy. So I'm happy to find a parent who does the same.
Fulfilling. And I like that you also allow them to pray in their own way.
Yes.
I don't care whether my son will start praying akiwa hapa. Asa how niko naomba amepiga story. I'm like, God anasikia.
Exactly. Exactly.
The beauty, the joy is that the boy is praying.
Yes.
In his own way.
I'm telling you, at some point, they have these plashes, So they would pray, and then they say, okay, now it's Sonic's time to pray. And then my son changes the voice.
To sound like Sonic.
I'm like, please, everybody in this household prays. It's amazing. And covering them. Even in the morning, cover them.
Oh, yeah.
Tell God, let them go out there. Let them come back uncorrupted.
Yes.
Let them come, guide them. Yeah. Let the friends. It's just, let me tell you, at this point, it's just God.
Yeah.
And we're just custodians.
That's it. And it may seem like it's an exercise in futility. So kasa easy.
Yeah.
See what drop you.
Yeah.
So like this week, we've been going through the Beatitudes. So so you give them the phone and they open the Bible and they read the verse of the day. And then we try to discuss it. So like jana ilikuwa ni, blessed are the meek, are the humble.
Yes.
For they will inherit the earth.
Yes.
So what is, what does being humble mean?
Yeah.
All three of them.
Yeah.
Of course now they're like, okay, what do you mean we need to be humble?
Yeah.
And they may not understand some of these things, but you just try and explain it to them, walking in humility, sometimes it means that you need to consider someone else better than you. You may know something than they do, but, always treat someone else with respect, give them the value and the worth that they have. Yellow ilikuwa ni justice.
Yes.
Is a justice ni nini?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe taking care of the poor. I'm like,
It could be. It's an answer. There isn't a right or wrong answer.
Yeah. But it just gives you an opportunity to be able to teach them. And it may seem foolish.
Yes.
They don't understand sometimes.
Yes.
But it's just the practice.
That's how you raise them. And what I've noted, even with a lot of people in my life, adults, whatever they learned as children is what has come back to them.
Yes.
So if you don't start now.
Yes. So King Kaka, he was here, and so as we're doing the podcast, I'm like, your new album is called Second Chance.
Yes.
If you haven't listened to it, by the way, go ahead and listen. It's such a dope album. Nice. So I asked him, when I listen to your album, I'm like, it's so full of rich content.
Wow.
Ni kama ulienda Bible school.
Yeah.
Ananiambia Mose.
Yeah.
Hizo ni zile vitu nilifunzwa nikiwa mtoi.
Exactly.
Because maybe I went to church for the longest time.
Yes.
Unacheki. Anasema hizo ni vitu mazee nilifunzwa nikiwa mtoi.
Yeah.
So mimi nikianza kuandika, and he said it's the one album he has not struggled writing.
Yeah.
Because he's not trying to make up things.
Yeah.
In everything, like you, everything is authentic.
Exactly.
So akiandika mistari, it's just what he's gone through and how he's been able to experience God.
Yeah.
And so the things that he's talking about are things that he was taught when he was a kid.
Imagine.
So how much more now for...
Look at that. Yeah.
Kids don't forget this thing.
We must teach them.
We must. We must. And, keep doing what you're doing, Bana.
Thank you.
Keep praying over them.
Yes.
Be that mother that they need to have.
Yeah.
Sometimes I know you have to put on two hats.
You have to.
Put on two hats, a mother and a father.
Yeah.
Somehow. And I'm really sorry.
No, don't be. It is well.
It is well.
They have a father in heaven.
They do have.
And they have grandpa.
They do have.
Yes.
And he's doing an amazing job.
Yes, and a lot of men in my life who've stepped in fully. And I tell them, please be a present anchor because everyone will bring something into their lives.
And you're limited in terms of the certain conversations. Watafika mahali, you can't have those conversations with them.
Yeah, but if grandpa is there, they'll ask questions and he should be able to guide them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you concerned in terms of, and I know you're in this space right now, but you're not foreseeing that you're going to be there.
Yeah.
Are you concerned in terms of the number of, single parent homes that we're having now?
I am, and I think even my future work will be concerning that. Yes. In fact, it won't even be concerning go back to your family and all that. It will be more of what women can do to not avoid, because these things happen. But how to handle themselves should it happen. I usually say the minute a man and a woman make a child, chances of one parent not being there at some point will always be there. And that's a fact. So how do you handle it after that happens? A lot of women lose their self-esteem. They go, for lack of a better word, mad. Because of so many responsibilities they have.
Oh man, it's overwhelming. Then there's the financial responsibility, emotional responsibility. Every little thing with that or two or three or four human beings, it's on her. And it takes a toll.
I've kind of figured it out. In fact, it doesn't bother me. I'm a complete family. If anything, sometimes I find myself... I like that. You need to say it again. Yes. I'm a complete family, the way we are. And kids is what you teach them. And if you're not having enough love to give them, or no, to give yourself, you won't have anything to give them. In fact, my advocacy is on fix yourself, heal, be okay. Because when you're okay, those kids will be okay. And I've seen it. Whenever I was not okay, my kids were not okay.
I mean, you take it out on them.
Actually, they feel, leave alone taking it out on them. That child, when they're in your presence, even when you're away, they won't be okay. I think parents have been given this authority by God to be able to connect. That's why a mother's love, a father's love is very different. It's authority.
Let me tell you, I remember... No, let me not go there. My wife will need to be here for me to have this conversation. But there is a bond that mothers have with kids that dads don't have.
It's true.
hata tukijaribu namna gani hatuwezi hatukubeba watoi miezi 9.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a connection that, yeah. But anyway, bottom line, yes, it's a concern. I think, I don't know if you were at that luncheon we had with Erin. At
yes, where all of you guys were dressed in white and you were looking amazing. Yes. I was like, man.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember that lady who said, Kenya is a fatherless nation.
Yes. She came from Nigeria and she was like, the one thing that stood out for her is Kenyans, there's so many single mothers. Yeah. It's like Kenya is a fatherless country. Yeah.
But if you go deeper than what is on the surface, you'll note teenage moms.
So many.
And these are children who've been violated.
Yeah.
You'll meet young adults who tried and thought this is love. And then there are also grown women who tried marriages. It didn't work. When you say single parent families, there's a huge difference between just single parent who is raising their kids all by themselves and the other parent is somewhere out there.
Yeah.
But if parents can, it's okay, things sometimes don't work out, but do it together.
Yeah.
Do it together.
At least be present.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So my aim is to build their confidence, their self-esteem.
Oh, yeah.
And also to encourage them so that it's the only way to break the cycle. Because when you're having a child, you'd rather have a child when you're informed, when you're ready. Whether you decide to have it with a partner, we have a long way to go.
Yeah.
But yes, there's a huge worry about single parents.
And we do need to talk about it.
Yeah.
Of late, it's like I've gone through this this awakening in my heart.
Yeah.
Like there are a couple of things we need to talk about as a society that we don't.
Yeah.
And one definitely was how men can be involved with family planning.
Exactly.
Which I'm glad I've been given the chance to be, like I'll always talk about it. Because I don't think it's a responsibility for the women alone.
Yeah.
The other one is you and I were in a meeting about FGM voices.
Yes.
And I was like, it was the only Jamals who were there were all of us were service providers. Either taking photos or I was DJing at the function.
Yeah.
And again, that's another space where the men need to be able to speak about.
Exactly.
And then now you have this one now where we're talking about single parents.
Yeah.
I don't understand how. And I know things happen. Things happen. Life can be chaotic.
Yeah.
But I don't see how I can neglect my kid.
Yeah.
Hata kama mimi na madhaki hatu flow.
Yeah.
I don't see how I can leave my kids na niseme ilishindikana tu.
Yeah.
Inaweza shindikana kati yangu mimi na yeye.
Yeah.
But what do the kids have to do with it?
Kids don't have anything to do with it. Simple.
Yeah.
But anyway, I've had a few men saying it's easier, it's cheaper to just walk away.
But it's ridiculous.
It is.
If you think about the impact that this has on the kids.
Exactly. Especially if they don't have a strong community they've been left with. It will go badly. Yeah.
I make sense kwa sababu so mimi niko job napata chapa.
Yeah.
Alafu mtafute demu mwingine alafu kuna wengine they're like serial dads.
Yeah. Literally everywhere they land they leave a seed.
They leave a seed.
Yeah.
And with zero responsibility.
Yeah.
Zero responsibility.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
And for me, I don't even know who's listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
If there's anyone in a position of authority. Child support. The only way I can nyorosha my boys, I think child support needs to be implemented.
Exactly.
Where your salo is katoad na kampuni mapema.
Yeah.
Sindio? And I know that this cuts deep.
Yeah.
Because even some of the people who make the laws, they're
also in it.
Yeah, they're also
in it, yeah.
Where for every child that you bring into this earth, that there's like a support of 30% na kutoka.
Exactly.
Ndo tushike adabu.
I think I agree with you. it's very doable. But then, like you said, there's a bit of a hitch, yeah? But if the court systems really, really wanted to, they could do it. And anyway, the Constitution, the Children's Act says
It does
the
say
responsibility is 50-50.
Yeah.
But there's no way me as a mom, I'm doing 80% and the other person is doing not just 20%, but whatever they can do.
Yeah.
It's messy, but I feel like that would work. It works in other countries.
It does.
In America, you see somebody working 4 jobs because they have to support. Yeah?
I have my boy.
Yes.
He's in the States.
Yeah.
And so he has 2 babies with one mom.
Wow.
1 baby with another one. Alikuwa ananiambia my child support for these 3 kids is like $2,000 per month.
Yeah.
Now, if he fails to honor that commitment, there's consequences.
Exactly.
So the guy, he's working his butt out.
Yeah.
Trying
As
to
it
make sure.
should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to make sure that those kids are taken care of.
Exactly. But here, there's so much. Again, it cuts deep. It's a long conversation, which we can have another day, even maybe with, a lawyer who has been witnessing this. My own capacity as a lawyer and having gone through that system, it's very unfair. It's very unfair, especially to mothers, because they're the ones who stay. They're the ones who provide, no matter what. That's why we're seeing women sitting in these corners, looking for a little work to take to their children. Even in prisons, if you go to prison, a lot of women who are there are actually there because of crimes that they committed because they were trying to provide for their kids. It's sad and it's deep.
You need to pick it up. I want to encourage you, just go ahead and speak into that space because like that lady said, there is definitely a growing concern and we need to actively take part in it.
Exactly.
Now, in a few minutes, we're going to have an amazing Jamaa coming to join us here.
Yes.
But this week, I had the opportunity of watching Kirk Franklin. He did a documentary called Father's Day.
Oh.
So Kirk Franklin has the one thing that he had missing in his life was his dad.
Yeah.
So the relationship between him and his mom was strained. Like he was given up for adoption at a very, very early age. And the person who adopted him was his aunt. But she was never really present.
Of course.
So like for him, like his escape was music. Like they had a piano, so he'd go play the piano. And what happened for him was he got an opportunity now to go to church and he would play in the church. That was his escape.
Wow.
Like music was his escape.
Yeah.
And he kept wondering, where's my dad? So he'd ask, the aunt, nothing is coming up. You need to watch that documentary. It was quite something. It was very heavy hitting for me. So it got to a place where the mom told him that this is your dad. And so finally he was happy to meet his dad. He flew to Yani. I don't know if the guy was in Texas, they sat. And he told him, man, I was just happy to be able to meet you. And the dad could not say many things. And the guy died because he was terminally ill and, they went and laid him to rest. And he felt like finally, this thing is gone.
Wow.
At least niko na closure.
Yes.
This year, someone close in his community died.
Okay.
So, as the community gathered together, for the funeral service in a church, this guy rocks up. And then guys look at him, they're like, man, umsena kakak.
Oh Lord, don't tell me this is going where I think it's
like,
going.
Hey, umse tukimcheki height yake, tukiangalia mapua yake, na si alikuwa na date mother kak.
No.
Kuna vile umse anaweza kuwa ni... So Kak's childhood friend calls him and says, dude, there's this guy who's in the church who came for this burial, And conversation sasa vile zinaendelea hapa hivi kwa church na kwa community wasa wanasema kuna vile umse anaweza kuwa ni budako. Imagine that's where the conversations are coming from.
No.
And remember what the mom told him?
Yes.
So the one thing that Kak has been trying to feel in his life is the presence of his dad.
Wow.
Like, yes, he's like, I know I have a relationship with God.
Yes.
But I have this identity crisis that I'm trying to sort out.
Yeah.
And I can't. And this thing has affected me to such a point where my relationship with my son is strained.
Oh, yeah.
Because I have this issue that I've never sorted out over here.
Yes.
You know, if you remember, there's a video that came out where he was casting out his son.
I saw that, yeah.
And so, so the community now, inaongelelea mazee kuhusu, mazee kuna vile, umse hezi kuwa ni buda kaksi, walikuwa na date kitambo na mother yake. That guy, akasikia hizo conversations pia. Akajipeleka kwa hosi, akafanya DNA. Akasema, hii kaeni nayo. Nifanyeni, kweni na hii DNA yangu. So Kirk, vile alimwambazi kusio kitu, akasema, wacha nipigie madhangu simu. Mom, kuna umse anaitwa hivi. Wase kwa mtaani wanasema, ndiye budangu.
Yeah.
Kuna vile ni budangu, madha akasema zi. Yani mother niambie tu kweli. Is there a possibility that this is my dad? Is this the only thing I want from you? And the mom was like, there's no way, no chance. Kirk goes and does a DNA. Takes a DNA sample for this guy.
99.9%.
The guy, when he was told that by the doctor, yani, he was going crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Because he felt the mom had been lying to him all this time. It's the one thing that he's only wanted. He has gone to the funeral and zikad a guy thinking that he's close that thing. Kumbe the guy is not even the dad.
No. Oh no. That is messed up.
That's painful.
Yeah.
You know, that's painful because he was longing for his dad.
Yes.
And, you know, and I felt, I just felt for him. And, you and I are talking about single parents.
Yeah.
And, there are many kids out there who long to have their fathers there.
Their mothers as well.
Their mother there, and sometimes they don't get the real information.
It's
and
true.
Life happens, Maureen. You and I know.
It does.
Life happens, man. Sometimes kids are not born in the most ideal of scenarios, but we're fallen people.
Yeah.
We're sinful people.
Yeah.
We'll make mistakes.
Exactly.
And along the journey, little one comes.
Yes.
And so I was watching that, and I knew that, you longed to have your dad.
Yeah.
How was that for you?
It's every child's dream. Like you said, and I've seen it even with people who are older, my age mates and younger. When you don't have that connection, you really long for it. And personally, I did. I longed for it. I kept thinking, oh my God, maybe life could have been different. My dad could have been there. I had a grandfather though who was
very
who
present.
stepped in. Again, grandpas are doing the most, yeah. So my grandpa, I was his favorite grandkid.
Oh, that's good.
So I kind of didn't miss it out so much. However, the older I got, the more you just feel that connection.
So you go to high
like
school.
You want,
visiting.
Exactly. I have I had my uncle. Amazing guy. So there wasn't shortage.
There was no shortage of men, yeah.
Yes, but deep down you're like, I'd want to have him.
Yeah.
And what we forget is that, and this is what I came to learn, especially about my dad when we had a candid conversation. He told me about his childhood. He told me about how his life was as a young man. He broke it down to me. And I was like, wow. We judge our parents as adults, but we don't know the journey they've gone through. Right?
Yeah.
So what he did it the only way he knew how.
Yeah.
And now it's better because we've been candid and we talk about it.
How long ago did he come into your life?
Dad, okay, he's been around on and off, but we really, really connected in 2016, 2017 when I was having my firstborn son. And then now the proper one happened in 2020. And it's been amazing ever
2020
since.
During COVID?
Yeah, yes, just before.
Just before COVID.
That Valentine's before. Yeah, we had a whole, meeting and, he really brought us together.
Yeah.
And he's been fixing everything since then.
He's making up.
Yeah.
I'm
his favorite girl right now.
Let's do this. Let's have him on.
Yes.
And guys, it's This is such enriching conversations.
Yeah.
Na najua maze tuko time bound.
Yes.
Because you have to go be mommy.
Yes.
You have pickups.
Yes, I do. I do.
All right, let's do this. Let's have your dad coming on. Sindio?
Okay.
Fiti. Man, as you can see, or for those of you who are listening, you probably do not know this, but we have an amazing gentleman who's come in.
Yes.
A guy that you love,
Yes.
that you've reconnected with.
Yes.
You've even changed. Your demeanor has
I
changed.
know. I'll tell you why in a minute.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So, your dad.
Yes.
Oh, this is not ours. Whose is this?
This is not ours.
Did we order for hot chocolate?
No.
No.
Oh, it must have been there.
Maybe there.
Yeah.
Thank you. And guys, this we normally shoot this podcast at the Palette Cafe, and all the waiters and the people who work here are hearing impaired. So it forces you to learn sign language, and that's what I like about this restaurant here.
Yes, okay. And we all do. You saw Charlene Ruto. Actually, yeah, she was signing.
Yes,
it's amazing. I think we all need to diversity. You know, take care of everybody.
That's it.
Yeah,
it should be introduced as a language.
Yeah.
So, man, I was saying that your demeanor has even changed.
Yes.
You know, because your favorite person
yes.
is here as well.
It's more like I'm his favorite person.
Yeah.
So I'm daddy's girl.
Yes.
I'm daddy's girl, and I'm accepting it fully and completely.
How do you feel?
Yeah.
How do you feel now?
Yeah.
Having your dad present in your life?
It's the best feeling on earth. We've had so many emotional encounters, by the way. We've been, it's called what? Practically healing together.
Yeah.
You know, from the first day, you know, because when you're grown up, and personally, I'm all about family, friends. So I was able to ask him, like, Dad, what went wrong? What could have happened?
Yeah.
And when he explained to me about his own journey, oh my goodness, everything in me changed, because he had a very tough upbringing. He also had his father, you know, abandon him, and he didn't know how to do it any other way. But I know for a fact he's always loved me, and I think it was a matter of time.
Yeah.
Because when we connected, it was not just a reconnection. Hi, Dad, do this. We pray together. Like, do you know? In fact, my highlight is my father praying for me. Do you know how powerful that is?
Wow.
Like my father praying for me. We might think it's great things, him taking me to places or doing things for me. It's him praying for me, telling me, I miss you, I love you, I just wanted to hear your voice.
Oh, man.
You know, when he's with the boys, if you see, they don't leave his side. It's I think that's the highlight of my justice. But for the first time, I feel like a daddy's girl. For the first time.
And you should.
Because I like I say, I raised myself.
Yeah.
So I didn't have anyone to say, Mom, Dad.
Yeah.
But now he's here. Same thing as my mom. It's been a very wonderful season for us as a family.
It's like God is, you know, He's restoring you.
In fact, that's it.
Fully.
Fully.
A good measure pressed down, shaken together.
Exactly.
Running you over.
Yes. and I made it very clear, and I keep telling Dad, this is just the beginning.
That's what's up.
The reason why he's still healthy.
Yes.
Can you imagine he's retired 7 years ago? He looks young.
He looks good. Engineer Waititu, karibu sana bana. He look very good.
He looks young, energetic.
Yes.
And I've been reminding him, I'm like, no, Dad, move around, do things, go for golf, take the kids, do things. And I can tell, maybe he's not told me yet, but even in his demeanor, I can tell he's happier, he's fulfilled.
Yeah.
And that's my joy. Labda kuna kashida fulani, but in my heart, I know.
That's what's up.
Yes.
You can feel it.
I can feel it. He reminds me every day.
Karibu sana.
Yeah.
How do you feel when you see your daughter talking and reliving some of those memories?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing because when I look at her and see the achievement that she has made, I just play God for her.
Yes.
Because what she has done is what I would be willing to do.
Yes.
As well. Because let me tell you, you have been following my footsteps.
Yeah.
I grew up without an authority over me.
Yeah.
So everything I was doing depended on what I decided.
You knew, yes.
So even if I want to touch one or two things, I can say, I grew up in Nakuru. That's the time I knew myself.
Yeah.
By the time I knew myself, I was with my grandpa. And he brought me up, the one I'm called after him.
Yes. He's
So one
you
thing
now.
he taught me was to be truthful, obedient, and trustworthy.
Yeah.
He would not give his bike to any other boy, even to my elder brother.
Yeah.
But he would give it to me. He'd
Yeah.
trust me with his bike. I'd go to a posho mill, bring the munga,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and doing the other homework.
Yes.
I remember one day I refused to go to school. But it was not because of anything. I didn't have a reason why I didn't go to school. But what happened, I grew up and they didn't take me to school on time. So they did, I jumped 1 year. So instead of going from nursery school to study 1, I went to study 2.
Oh, wow.
So things were tough for me.
Oh, because I wanted to catch up with your age
Yes,
mates.
yes.
Yeah.
And that was the time, there were monitors going through. And the teacher would tell you, bend, give the other one, like hold the other one like this, so it'll be the last one. So he issue like, I don't want it. So I went home. And when I went home, I found Grandpa. He was just digging on a shamba.
Yeah.
And he told me, go, what happened? I told him I don't want to go to school again. Said, okay, fine, go. Bring the kajembe you usually use, but don't remove your school uniform.
Yeah.
I didn't know what he meant.
Yeah.
So I came. Got a thorough beating and back to school.
What was the djembe for? Hope it's not for beating you.
No, the djembe was to make sure that I come
To
back.
entice him.
Entice me and come
Yeah.
so that.
Yeah.
You see, by then I'm saying I would rather go to the shamba than
Yeah.
going to school.
Yeah.
And he forced me back. And since then, I took my education seriously.
Yes.
Now, I started another journey. The school, class 7 is over. I was called to Njoro High School, no school fees, nothing.
Yeah.
Then I went, as she is telling you here, I went to my mom. Told her, Mom, I want to know my dad. You boys, what's wrong with you? Your dad lives in Nairobi.
Yeah.
I asked him where?
Yeah.
Maringo.
Yeah.
Maringo Estate. To the okay, fine. I looked for my own bus fare. I got my bus fare. I took my younger brother and we traveled to Nairobi without knowing Nairobi is east or west.
You don't even know where Maringo is.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So, cut the story short, we came by guidance of people. We took a matatu. That was going to Bahati, and the conductor was telling us, "You see that place? That's the Maringo place." So where my dad was staying, according to me, I thought he was just as poor as I am. So, so I'd go and look for him at Ofafa Maringo because it was a kaslam kidogo.
Yeah.
And the Maringo itself is a good building.
Yeah. It was a nice estate.
This guy cannot live here. Can you imagine we're just passing at his doors?
Yeah.
Oh, you kept going past his house.
Yeah. Wow. And then one good man, because there are good people in this world,
Yeah.
picked us in the evening. He gave us food from a kiosk, and he took us to Jogo Police Station. From there, there is Jogo Police Station. There is a church around there, a Catholic church. So early in the morning, I went to church, believing that I'll see my brother, because my father had picked my elder brother. I stayed there, I did not see him. So as I was coming back, I found a man who was hit by a car, and he was there at the police station. Then he asked me, "What are you doing here?" I told him, "I'm looking for my dad." And he said, "Where does he work?" Nairobi City Council. He's an engineer, yes. I know the man.
Oh, man.
I know the man. Where is he?
Yeah.
He's at Uhuru Estate. That's where he's building Uhuru Estate. They're constructing Uhuru Estate at the moment. And I said, wow. That day I didn't sleep.
Excited.
I was so excited. So in the morning,
Yeah.
I walked
Yeah.
to Uhuru Estate, and there I found him.
Was he happy to see
He
you?
was happy. He was happy to see me. And he said, okay, fine. In the evening, he asked me, what do you want? I said, I just want education. That's all I need.
Yeah.
Then he said, okay, fine, do this. Here is your bus fare, plus your brother. You go leave your brother at home, but go to Njoro High School. So when I went there, my chance was taken. So I'd go back to Nairobi. I told him, you see that? I can't go to school. Why? No. The chance was picked. And then he said, okay, fine. Me, you can go and look for any other school that you see around. By those days when we were going to school, we were so, there was a lot of pride in us that you didn't like to go to a private school like the others are in government school. The government school by then, they were very good.
Yeah.
So I decided to go back to class 7.
Oh, to repeat the same year again?
Yeah, to repeat the same year again. So I went to the headmaster. He gave me what it takes. I told him, go back to your dad and ask him to give you 20 bob plus school uniform. You can, that's Kariobangi Primary School. I think the principal was Washira. I remember his name.
Wow. That's a long time ago.
So
Yeah.
my father was asking me, which school is this that you're going to pay 20 bob?
Yeah.
I told him, you just pay 20 bob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I told him, yeah, it's a primary school. Say, that's what you want? Go back to school. To cut the story short, I did my best. I was called in Jamhuri High School. I was a prefect all through.
Hey.
Then from Jamhuri High School, I was enlisted now to Air Force. And that was a funny time when I was enlisted.
Yeah.
Because I found a queue, like the one you were seeing the other day.
Yeah.
Very big queue. Then I told my cousin, I told him, me, today, even if they're not going to enlist me, but I have to go, to get inside there.
Yeah.
I had that faith. So I went in. He may refuse to enter in.
Yeah.
But what I encountered was very harsh.
Of
Scary
course.
there.
Yeah.
What's he doing here? Then the other one asked him, why are you beating this young boy? He said, si unaona anatusumbua kwa nini? Then the other one asked, ama ni kazi unatafuta?
Yes.
Yeah. Sit there.
Oh my gosh.
The other 14 guys sit there. So when the major came, we were counted, we were 15. And then he said, no, I was told 14. Where did the 15 one come from? But anyway, he said, all of you guys, go for interview. So I went there. By God's grace, that's how I joined Air Force.
Wait, did you join as a cadet?
No, I joined as an engineer.
As an engineer?
Avionic engineer.
Wow.
So I went to abroad. My first trip. These are some of the things that God comes when you are not non-expectant.
Yeah.
You see them coming because one thing I was so obedient to my dad because he left his work. He started a butchery. He's the guy who started Kiamaiko Butchery.
Wow.
Where nowadays waria wanakimbilia nyama. He was the first guy.
Yeah.
He was slaughtering like 32 goats.
Wow.
So obedient. I could help him to do that.
Yeah.
And I was still going to school.
Yeah.
So he liked me a lot. And after connecting with him, and that's where my journey started.
So when allow me to fast forward a little bit. So now you and Maureen's mom meet, and life happens.
Yes.
And I happened.
And this beautiful lady happens.
Yes.
When you were leaving her behind, how was that for you? Was it?
It wasn't an easy living because every family has got its own ups and downs.
Yeah.
By the way, I was young and unemployed, and it was tough for me because I had already left. I had already come out of prison because of the 82.
Oh, during the coup?
Yeah, during the coup. There is no prison that I don't know in this Kenya that made me so humble. And things were tough. They were tough. I remember one day I sat at a caravan at Wilson Airport because they have refused to employ me. They were calling me a dissident.
Yeah.
And I was saying, does it take all this for me to go to school, to go to college, and then they are saying they cannot employ me?
Yeah.
And I think I cried a lot. And I think God heard my prayers. From there, I'm outgoing like Maureen also. I decided not to beg or go anywhere else. I looked at my shoe, it was bending.
Yeah.
So I went and became a bar manager at Ngong. I worked there for a Mzungu called Mr. Mo. Then there I met several guys who are now friends. Some of them were telling me, please, we know you are an engineer, this is not your job. I was telling them, if you get a job for me, I'll be okay. Then I met a guy called Nick Ayub. Before I met Nick Ayub, I met my sister. My sister was working with Maureen's mother.
Yeah, actually, Dad's sister was my mom's best friend.
Best friend.
Yeah, so that's how
And they were
met.
working together.
Yeah.
So when she had, what I'm going through,
Yeah.
she said, no, come. You cannot miss food for you. You shouldn't work in a bar, come. So I went there. And their boss employed me as a clerk.
Yeah.
So that's now we started the relationship.
Okay.
You can see now people have come together.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to start a relationship.
Yeah.
And things started now working out.
Yeah.
Maureen came. Then there were those young and people are not understanding each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was a good lady because she went and talked to one of her uncle who was working at Kenya Power.
Yeah.
And that's how I got a job at Kenya Power. And I promised that guy, can you imagine that guy told me, I've given you a job in Kenya Power, but we have started very low, so don't worry. Imagine an engineer, an avionic engineer being employed as an artisan.
Yeah. Artisan is like the lowest
The
level
lowest
of
level grade.
yeah.
In-
KYM, you know.
Wow.
Now,
Shikaivi,
now as I'm
yeah.
speaking to you more, I left when I was a second engineer,
Kenya Power.
Kenya Power.
Yeah.
Second assistant engineer.
Wow.
Because I grew up in
Yeah.
ranks,
Literally there.
obedient, doing my
Yeah.
job the way it should be done, doing some innovation,
Yeah.
which we'll talk some other time.
Yeah.
And here comes now Maureen. We had, by the time I was working now in Kenya Power, now I had lost her. We had lost contact. I lost the mom. Now nobody knew where is who and where is
Yeah.
the other side.
You'd all gone
It
separate.
wasn't like now.
It wasn't
but-
like now that you go and look for somebody.
Yeah.
But I do remember there is time they came, both of them, with the mom. And she told me there's a school we used to go near Rimuru. I don't know, that's the other
Yeah.
side.
St. Mary's.
St. Mary.
Yeah.
And I remember even driving there and I missed the school and I went.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Wow.
So as I was growing up, I still missed my kids,
yeah.
surely, to be truthful.
Yeah.
And when God connects somebody with somebody, you feel very nice.
Yeah.
And as I connected with my dad, and now I connected with my children, I was feeling just like amazing.
Wow.
You feel nice.
Feel brand-
Inside there, you feel complete.
You feel rejuvenated.
Yeah, you feel
Yeah.
complete.
Yeah.
You are no longer people asking you questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, sorry, Dad, I think it's important to give him accolades. What I've noticed about Dad is he's not afraid of saying, I could have done better, and this is who I am. And he's doing everything in his power to become a better, even father, grandfather.
Yeah.
I see it every day.
Yeah.
Like 2-3 days wouldn't go without him either checking on us. Sometimes it's like, hey, I'm at the gate, I'm dropping
Yeah.
bacon.
Yeah.
I'm dropping. Yesterday he brought pork, you know.
Hey, that's good.
And you can tell when a parent is really, really trying.
Yeah.
And I feel like Dad has been making up for the lost time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I usually say, I can't blame anybody because whatever happened between him and my mom had nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
But now he's here. Yes, it could have been better if it was earlier, but he's here.
He's here.
He's here now.
So make the most of it.
Exactly. He's
Yeah.
alive. He's healthy. and we're really rebuilding.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters.
How were the conversations? You know, like you said, in when you guys reconnected, Valentine's 2020.
Yes.
You guys had a really
Yeah.
good conversation where you got to talk a lot.
Yeah.
You know, it was a day that maybe God needed us to connect.
Yeah.
I still remember that picture. She didn't tell me that she was working for that club. Remember, there's some concert you're doing there.
Vineyard. Oh, yeah. I was holding branch.
Yes.
Just before COVID hit. That's that time.
So he told me, let's go there. Good, maybe we can have some conversation.
Yeah.
Then we started. And I told her the whole truth about myself.
From the beginning to the end.
About myself.
Yeah.
You guys must have spent some time.
My goodness, we were there for hours. I think you came in the afternoon.
Yes.
We left, I think, at midnight or 1. Yes.
And discussing on a
talking.
table.
Wow.
Yeah, just talking.
Just
Yeah.
the way we are seated here.
Yeah.
Till 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yes.
And our conversations to date, they're like that. We have to tell each other, Sasa enda, because we won't finish. Even last night, he was supposed to pass by at 4, then the rain and the traffic happened. So he came at around 7. You left at midnight. And we had to say, okay, let's pause. and it's always like that, and it comes easy. It comes so easy. And yes, the day that particular day when he broke everything down to me, my heart just dropped, and I said, "Wow, you mean?" And I think because we're talking about forgiveness, the first step was to forgive him and also forgive my mom because they didn't know any better. They Again, they were doing what they knew best.
And then more, there are two kinds of people or two kinds of parents. There are those parents that maybe God has given them a chance to live with their kids. And maybe midway, they separate. I've never had a chance to be with these kids.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay? And then pull off from them. No, that's why my connection to them is so deep. Yeah, because it's like God is working something.
It's true.
It's like he started something brand new. Even though the kids are mature and now you have to show shows or
Tugukas.
That's it.
Actually, he has 3 Tugukas. I have a brother as well. He lives abroad, and he also has a son. So they're all like we're just us, like the 3 Tugukas. Yeah.
The 3 musketeers.
Yes. Very handsome boys.
One of the things that I do appreciate about the conversations that I've had with Maureen today has been about the importance of having, well, we're talking about first the many single moms now.
Yeah.
Some by choice, others doing really life. Haja happened. Things did not work out. And there's a clear case of absentee dads. What would you like to, for those who are listening to this podcast or watching it, what do you want to say to the men?
I would like to say to those men, and especially the young ones, that life is not easy, and life has got changes. It has got stages.
Yes.
For example, one stage is that God, who created you, gives you a chance to live. And that chance, you should take it very, very careful. Because that's your beginning. That's where you start now coming up. Some rush in getting married without planning. Because one thing, they should plan. Okay, I'm going to have like 3 kids. Things are not as hard as we were growing up. Things are simpler today. There are medical insurances, there are school policies. You pick them before you start any marriage. Prepare yourself. So that when you come with your family, you are not seeing that burden. And burdens are the ones that make people break. Because if you don't have money more, and I don't have, my wife doesn't have, what happens? We start fighting. The kids start suffering. Get it? So it's good when they prepare themselves to come back and have a good family.
Yeah.
Secondly, when they're given that chance by God, utilize it then.
Yeah.
Let your life come later.
Exactly.
Enjoy your life later. Don't
Yeah.
go to the world and enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
While you have
Such
responsibility.
good, solid advice.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
responsibility to do. So
Yeah.
I would urge them that for them to be a present father, they should start looking at those kind of things.
Yeah.
And remember, when God gives you a chance, He'll give you another one. And He'll still give you another one.
Yeah.
But learn from it.
Yes. Yes. I
Exactly.
like that. Such good, solid
Yeah.
advice.
Yeah.
Wasituache kujivinjari.
Exactly.
Mapema, think
Yeah.
about your family. And
Think about your family.
Yeah.
And it's okay. You can live a full, productive life, but be present. And I say presenthood is not just money. When your kids are older, if you ask them, do you remember that toy I bought for you at this amount of money? They don't remember
No.
that. All they remember is precious moments you
Yes.
spent with them.
Dad, do you remember when I was
Yes,
playing with you?
yes.
And yeah.
And you did that. And it's the simplest things. Yes, we live in a world where we are constantly working. We leave, that responsibility to other people,
Yeah.
our nannies or house managers. But I usually say every parent it takes 10 minutes of uninterrupted time
Yeah.
to speak to your children and bond with them.
Yeah.
And that's more than enough.
Only 10 minutes.
10
We
minutes.
can all afford 10 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We can-
And there's a lot to do. Yeah.
So another thing is that have good friends.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can
Yeah.
learn from them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even if it means somebody who is older than you, live with them. He has seen a lot than you.
Yeah.
Then you'll be able to advise. If things go wrong, ask questions.
Yes.
Another thing that has made me move on is being independent and truthful to myself.
Yeah.
And that thing denies you those other raha and makes you responsible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would tell young men to look at that,
Yeah.
understand their family and be faithful to their family.
Yeah.
I would give you a scenario. There is a lady that comes from Holland. Her husband is in Holland. They normally come here for holidays. But she comes before the husband comes, prepare the place where they're going to sit, and then go back. That lady would call me, and we would go there in the house, and we would take tea, and she would call her husband. I'm with the men here in the house, and we will talk. What about African men? What would they think?
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah. Mnafanya
What are
nini
you
na
doing,
nani
guys?
na
Hakuna
nini?
vile wameenda karibu boma ya mtu.
Yeah.
let's-
But we
let's be
also need to
faithful,
normalize.
Understand.
Yeah.
Don't be a social what? You call it social?
Socialite.
No.
Social
Social what?
butterfly. It
No,
can
no,
be.
no. You call
No.
it. I'll get the word.
Okay. Yeah, but I think even what Dad is saying is okay for me, from my own perspective. I have a lot of male friends who are there for me,
These are your boys.
my boys, and there's this whole thing of a person comes into your life and they're like, oh no, I'm uncomfortable with the relationship with that person. But I'm like, dude, this person has been there since time immemorial.
Yeah.
Of course, there's that respect.
course, the jealousy.
Yes, red flags everywhere. Yeah, but I think I must add on what Dad has said. What happens is that a lot of men neglect the ones who neglect their children. It always catches up with them,
Yeah.
and when it does, it's usually too late.
Yes.
And I've seen with my own two eyes so many people, so many men who are now struggling, trying to reconnect with their children,
Yeah.
who did very well. And they try to reconnect with arrogance. It's not like, you see the difference like between Dad and other men. Dad humbled himself.
There's
But
a
he's like
humility.
this.
Yeah.
He's very humble,
Yeah.
very quiet, and he speaks the truth. And he says, Maureen, this is my journey. This is who I am. And this is why I couldn't do what I could do. But I want to do better.
Yeah.
And not just saying, he's been doing it.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Actions.
I've seen it.
Actions are
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So there are many guys who, like you're saying, who have gotten into that space where they have not been they're trying to reconnect with their dads, but it's not happening.
Yeah.
What I do love about what I'm seeing here and what I've experienced, this love is genuine. Yeah.
It is,
It's you can feel it. And I like how you've respected him even to the point you're calling him dad.
Yeah.
You know, there are people who just be like, they call the dad by the first name or
It's
the mom
always
by the
been
first
dad.
name
Yeah.
because you're like, you've not been there in my life.
Yeah.
You know, my 30 years, you've not been present. You know what we've been through? And there's
Yeah.
a lot of bitterness and bile and hatred that they
Yeah.
carry within.
Yeah.
So it's amazing that God allowed you guys to be able to reconcile.
Yeah.
And Maureen, again, I do feel it's like you've been set up for such a nice space where you can be able to, and with your dad as well, you know, being able to advise men on how to reconcile with their families,
Yes.
with their children.
Yeah.
And also for you to be like, man, if I
Yeah.
can forgive my dad after listening to him,
Yeah.
na najua si bidii yako.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things you said at the beginning of the show,
Yeah.
even when you were born, you're like, it's grace. You're like, if I can have a relationship with my dad and I love him and I call him dad and you rebuild, you know, you're living the now.
Yeah.
Forgetting about the past, you're living in the now.
Yeah.
That there are many men and women who can learn from you and be like, man, if this is happening in Maureen's life,
Yes.
it can also happen for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wanna
And it's
celebrate you for that.
happening. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We shall set a good example. I've been trying to tell Dad,
You're doing it.
we need to talk, because every time I spend time with him, he has so much wisdom.
Yeah.
But then Dad, you did so well, because I know this is the first time you've had such a setup. So I'm very proud of you. And we've
Thank
been
you.
speaking, and I'm like, Dad, maybe we need to do something,
Yes.
because you see, he's in a different generation. He's seen it.
Yes.
He's made his mistakes.
Yes.
He's already doing the right thing.
Yes.
Why not?
Yeah.
I feel like he can contribute very well.
He can.
Yeah.
And like
to
you
the
say,
young
you know,
men.
I'm so honored that you would even agree to
Imagine.
be ambushed and to
Me
come
too.
on this podcast.
Me too. I
It means-
ambushed him
it
proper.
I
means
do
a lot.
anything for her.
Yeah.
If I have enough time,
Yeah.
I would love to speak to those young men.
I would love to.
Yeah.
I would love to have a conversation with you from, you know.
Well, there is a
Yeah.
lot that is happening. Last month or last week, no, last month, I was in Mombasa and we had attended a seminar there, men's seminar.
A men's seminar.
And we were talking just absent fathers.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's very
Yeah.
real.
We
Yeah.
were just talking absent fathers. And you know, when you're absent, so many things happen. They happen
Yeah.
because decisions that are made, they are made, wrong decisions are made because you're absent.
Yeah.
But if you're present,
Yeah.
Yes.
you have seen homes where they say, wacha dadi akuje, tutamuuliza hii.
That's sort. Yeah. Ni
Akuja, you
kweli.
ask, and there is
Yeah.
an answer.
Yeah.
Let's go like this.
Authority.
Yeah,
Yes.
authority
Yes.
is important.
Yeah.
So let's not be absent fathers.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. I agree with you.
Even we lost the Garden of Eden because we were absent.
Asemi kitu kwa usi lakini nyimkitrikiwa
Sisi tukitrikiwa na
we
nyoka.
were-
na nyoka hata mshindi kwa
But
nini
you see,
ongea na
kama
nyoka
ungekuwa
hapo?
Inaitwa
kama
nyoka.
ungekuwa wako ungetwanga hiyo nyoka.
Yeah, ungesema
Lakini ulienda wapi?
nini naongea nayo ningehepa.
Couldn't have dared.
So nyokes. Nataka nikule ile fruit.
Kimazi.
Oh gosh.
But thank you very much. I would love to have
you.
conversations with you. I'm sure even my colleagues, you know, like Kwenda here, you know,
Yeah.
I know we have many questions, especially, and we need to have a podcast just as,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
a few budding dads. You know,
Yeah.
we're still young dads.
Yeah.
That we can be able to lean from your wisdom.
Yes.
Now, I do have something for you,
Yeah.
and Maureen,
Oh
this is
my
for, let me hook up your dad,
goodness.
Bana.
Let me tell you, he loves hearts.
Oh, that's super
he
cool.
loves hearts. Oh, this is so
Yeah,
nice.
so these are my
Nice.
cups. It's called Culture Apparel.
Yes.
So I hope you like it.
I like it.
Oh
Yeah,
my
the colour.
goodness, Dad, it looks
It's
so good. He
cute.
loves
It's
hearts,
cute.
by the
And
way.
it's so the thing for tightening it is like a zip. You just pull it up and you adjust it, and you can do it even when it's on your head.
Okay.
So hope that you like it. You can take it. I love Maureen atapiga picha.
Ish.
I hope it's I know it's a
It's
comfortable
bit-
cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ish.
How is it?
Dad.
Inakaa poa.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Inakaa salama kabisa.
Lovely.
Oh, this is so nice.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
But guys,
I'll make
Yangu
sure
iko
itaenda
wapi?
kwa golf.
ati what's in na kwa
By
golf.
the way, yeah.
Wazee wakikuuliza hii nikali umetoa wapi? Nipigie simu tafadhali.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's very nice.
Oh, you look so nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
But what I do love, I think for me, one of the biggest things that I've picked up from this is
Yes.
there's reconciliation.
Yes.
reconciliation is a big deal, and
Yes.
I'm so glad that this has happened. And also just the freedom
Yeah.
of being able to enjoy the relationship that you have with your loved one.
Yeah.
That even though you have had time lost,
Yeah.
you've been able to, just live free and enjoy the now.
Yeah.
This is the most important. You can't do
Yeah.
anything about the past,
Yeah.
but you can do something about now.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now and the future.
And the future.
Yes.
Enjoy the love.
Yes.
Enjoy the freedom.
Yes.
May the Lord bless your relationship. And I'm so happy
Thank
that we're able
you.
to sit down and do
Thank
this.
you, Maureen.
Yeah.
Aki, asante sana.
You're amazing.
So are you, and I'm happy it started from a conversation
Yes.
and we're here. Actually, like to hear, I'll come with my dad, but oops,
Yes. We didn't even talk
I
about your
ambushed you.
campaigns, Maziza. These are
It's okay.
season 2.
As I'm coming back.
Yes.
talk.
There's a lot that we can talk about.
There's a lot.
And of course, we'll have a conversation with you and the younger dads.
Anytime,
So we can
Anytime.
glean wisdom from you.
Anytime.
Asante sana.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Guys, God bless, man. It's been real. Thank you for listening to the podcast and watching it as well. God bless you, and thank you so much to Palette Cafe for allowing us to be here. It's such a nice place. It's in Lavington. Tafadhali, come and visit. Have a wonderful week, years.
Yes.
Sindio?
Yes.
Asante.
Asante sana. Thank you, Mons.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
It's been amazing.